Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Kuwait pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu. We are currently situated at Yeosu Airport in South Korea, and today our flight is going to be a short hop from Yeosu to the South Korean capital, Seoul. I want to welcome all of you guys here in chat, and a big thank you for all of you for being here. Pride Wings, Rand Cooley, Chris Strobel, Jeffrey. We have Jay Lee. Have a good day at work, Jay Lee. And we have James, Trust Set Simulations, Renan de Oliveira, RKJY Renee. Welcome aboard. We have Nate with us today, watching from New York. Welcome aboard. Osama Mohammed, welcome aboard, my friend. It's been a while. I hope you are well. Hello, Fabio, Carl Chilers. Howdy. Welcome aboard. And we have also RKJY Renee watching from Finland. Welcome, guys. Very pleased to have you all here. And a quick announcement for you guys. We are only 40 subs away from the biggest milestone yet for the Kuwait Pilot channel, the 100,000 subscribers. We're just 40 subs away. Very excited about this, as much as I'm excited about streaming for you this evening. So this airport is actually a very nice airport by Fly Too High. And let me set my mic here so I can... There we go. All right, so we are not flying in real time today, but I wanted to show you the night lighting of this airport because it is truly exceptional. If you look here at the billboards, and we've got the South Korean flag. If you look at the disbursement of the light scattering is done very, very well on this airport. You can see here Yeosu Airport, very nicely done. And as you walk to the different parts, so if we go here to the entrance of the airport, you'll see very fine details. I really like details, and this is quite detailed. Very nice airport, as you can see here. Again, the markings on the streets, all the roads, the parking area here, as you can see, everything is modeled to recreate an authentic experience at Yeosu in South Korea. If we look here also, welcome to Senior Captain RKJY Renee. Welcome, my friend. If we look here again at the terminal, we've got Jin Air today, our flight from Yeosu to Seoul. And then if we go upwards here, again, you can see the waiting area here. Very nicely done. Again, lovely, just lovely, as we can see here. And of course, you've got the terminal area as well here, which is also modeled. Now, personally, I don't care much for interiors, but you've got everything here. This is a really nice looking airport. Look at the rooftop there. Very nicely done. You can see those steel beams coming across. Very nicely done by Fly Too High. There we go. That's the gate. And moving out here, we can look at the actual apron area here. A couple of jetways only, a small airport, but very nicely done. Even the runway textures, overall a very, very nice airport. If you like flying in Asia, this is probably one of the airports that I personally would recommend. Nice little airport that you can fly in and out of. If you are interested in the scenery, you can always type chat command !scenery, or you can check out the description section of the stream, where the link will be provided in the links and add-ons section. Our flight today is going to be aboard the PMDG 737. So here's a quick look at the livery. It's still pretty dark here at Yeosu, but it's a nice livery, very unique in terms of the colors. Look at that. Very, very nice. And our flight is going to be a short flight today. Here's a quick brief of our flight, where we're going to be departing Yeosu runway 17 through the Teda 1 Mike departure. And we're going to be cruising at, I believe, 31,000 feet. Benny, member for 34 months as private pilot. Thank you very much for your support. Yeah, it is in Seoul. It is 3:04 a.m. Ooh. We are going to be cruising at 31,000 feet and should be arriving into the capital city of South Korea through the Olim 2 uniform arrival, runway 14 left. It's saying here it's not used, but that's what SimBrief gave me, so we'll just stick to that for this flight. Okay, so you've been briefed. Let's put this away and let's head over here and bring up the external power. There we go. External power. It's very hard to see in the dark, but let's see here. That's the battery. And I forget how to bring up the flashlight. Do you guys know? Is it Control F? I can't remember the flashlight, but it's very hard to see. There we go. All right, and that was the emergency light. Where is the dome light? I'm unable to see. All right, so I'm going to change the time here a bit. We'll cheat so I can see. All right, so that's the standby power, and we can change the time back. It's going to be a nice like evening departure. So we'll do that. And we can bring up some lights now. The aircraft systems are coming up. So let's bring up, ooh, look at those lights. Pretty nice. We'll come down here, bring the panel lights, a little bit of floodlight as well so we can see. And let's see here, some background light there. There we go. Excellent. And our maps. All right, perfect. Okay, so we've got everything here. We can also bring up the overhead panel lights and circuit breakers so we can see things a little better. All right, perfect. QQQ, you must see the runway curve. Cannot see opposite threshold. It's a reflection of reality. Yeah, it is. There is actually the runway. There is a contour in the runway, which is quite unique, and it is modeled in this airport. Okay, so let's start with our checks. First, let's come down here. We are going to make sure that the alternate gear is in position. All the switches are in, and all the pins and covers are stowed. And next, the engine selectors, or the throttle, is in idle detent. Flaps are retracted. The landing gear should be down. Why is it up? All right, let's do that. All right, it's good to go through the checklist, make sure everything is okay. And so the gear now is in the right position. And a quick scan here. Let's do the lights. And the lights check okay. Perfect. Dim. All good here. And let's do the APU and engine fire test. There we go. Excellent. Next, the cargo fire test. Brilliant. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we've got all of that checked, and we can now just go to the overhead panel real quick and just do a quick scan here. We'll leave the yaw damper alone. We'll leave the yaw dampers alone for now. We're going to turn on the left aft refuel pump, and that's for the APU. And everything here looks good. Everything here looks good. We're going to come down here. Equipment cooling is good. We're going to set the fasten the non-smoking sign to on, and the fasten seatbelt sign to on as well. Perfect. Window heat. We'll turn those on. Perfect. Hydraulics can go on. And the trim air will turn on. Recirc fans are on auto. We'll put the pack on auto there until we've started the APU. Let's take a quick look at our flight plan. Just check the final cruise altitude today for our flight, and it is 31,000 feet indeed. I think it's a bit excessive for this flight, but we'll leave it for now unless we get something. Hello, Stan. Welcome aboard, my friend. Hi, Raul. How are you? Andrew B. I love flying around Korea and Japan. Great pilot. What developer of Gimpo Airport do you have? I am running the default, so I don't have any scenery there. It's the default airport by Asobo. Okay, we're gonna set up our fuel, and then we're gonna go and check the. All right, let's go to reference airport, which is Romeo Kilo Juliet Yankee. And that's the reference airports. We're going to go back all the way to the top here and set the adheres to nav mode. And we'll worry about the rest of the checks in just a little bit here. All right, we'll just give it a second. And we should be able to see the scratch pad. There we go. And we're going to go to the next position. Select the GPS position and stick it here. Next, we're going to go to the route. And now we can pretty much select everything from the SimBrief plan. So for that, we are going to first come here to the electronic flight bag. We're going to request the data from SimBrief. There we go. We have all the data from SimBrief. And we can now continue with the rest of our checks. Okay, so let me come over here to the top, and we're going to check the flight data recorder. Checks okay. The stall warning test, or that's the overspeed test, I believe. Stall warning test. Checks okay. Perfect. And we'll check the flaps there. Excellent. And we can leave the yaw damper for now. Okay. So everything is set here. The overhead panel is done, and we can come down here now and request the flight plan. And what does it say? Something it doesn't like. All right, so request plan, SimBrief. We're going to set the payload. We're going to set the fuel, and then we're going to go to select route and request the route for our flight. Perfect. I really like the SimBrief integration in the PMDG. You can just click set fuel, set payload. And if you want to do it manually, then you can also do that. So that's pretty cool. All right, loading the information now. And the route uplink is there. We're just now loading the flight plan. We are Jin Air 671 and activate and execute. Perfect. SimFanatic, welcome aboard. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, GovSpires. Welcome aboard. Good evening to you, my very good friend from the United Kingdom. Welcome aboard. All right, so we are now good here. Let's take a look at the legs page. We're going to go to the departure. We are departing runway 17 through the Teda 1 mic departure. No transition, so execute that. Then we're going to go back to the index and select the arrival. The arrival today is going to go through the OLM2 uniform. So OLM2 uniform, that's the one. And the arrival is the ILS Yankee 14 left. 14 left, yeah. So we're going to select this one here. The transition, we're going to need to consult our charts for the transition. So we're going to select the approach 14 left. And if we look here, let's see, Dutco. Doesn't look like there is a transition here, at least not from what I can see. Okay, so yeah. So no transition. So we're just going to say execute. We're going to go to the legs page and make sure there are no discontinuities. There is one here. So we're going to select that and execute. We are done now with the flight plan. Perfect. Next, we're going to go to the performance initialization, and we are going to request it from SimBrief. So we'll just get it here. Doing well. Great to see you. Just picked up the Fokker F-28. Oh, yeah, it's a very, very good aircraft by Just Flight. So that's a good choice. Yeah, you definitely have You've got a good taste there, Darren. All right, so let's load 30. No, we want 31,000. So we're going to correct that. All right, let me just erase this. I'm just going to put my own altitude here. So we're going to say 31,000. There we go. Okay, and 0 fuel. We can just add the reserves for the flight. By the way, guys, I haven't forgotten. I know you wanted me to do a flight on the Flight Factor 757. I've had some issues with it. I was planning to do it, but it just was doing really weird things. So I needed to troubleshoot. So that is coming very soon. So we want, what do we want? We want the reserves. So we're going to go to the flight plan here. And the reserves about 2. We'll just put 2. That should work fine. And the cost index is 67. All right, here is 67. We need our cruise winds. Why did I just keep this here on the side? 253.42, 253 and 42. Come on, 42. Okay, so that is set. And as far as the temperature, it looks like it's already set it for us. So we're just going to say execute. And then N1 limit. We're going to derate the takeoff. Next, we're going to go to the takeoff page. We're going to select flaps 5 for the departure. Center of gravity is 25.2, gives us a trim of 4.87, a V1 of 135, we rotate 136, and V2 145. Let's set our trim to 487 units. You got to love the trim sound there. 487, that looks good enough to me. And we're going to set 145 for the speed. 145 is set. And we're going to set our final cruise altitude, which is 31,000 feet. Okay, 31,000 feet is now set. Flight director on both sides. And auto brake to rejected takeoff. Let's go ahead and test the oxygen real quick. All right, checks okay on the captain's side. And let's do the first officer. All good here. Let's go ahead and start the APU. All right, perfect. So everything is set for the flight. We're going to also hit the B button, the magic button, to set the altimeter. Fly high. Hope you get 1,000K soon. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that, Fly High. Yes, I am departing from Yeosu. It's a very, very nice airport, Fly High. Really, really well done airport. And I'd like to see airports like this one because it's very detailed. It's all the ground markings are there, and custom runways, custom lighting. The surrounding area is done very well. All the roads leading to the airport, and it is optimized for performance. So this is not going to, degrade performance even if you are on a medium or low-end machine. It's a very, very, very well-done airport. Really good stuff, guys. Here, again, here's a look again. Very, very nice airport. And I know in Microsoft Flight Sim there is a lot of scenery. But this one, particularly if you like flying in Asia, this is one I definitely recommend. Very well done. And if you look at the lighting here, the illumination of the light scattering, very nicely done. Okay. So we are here. Let's take a look. APU is available. So let's go ahead and start the APU. We're going to turn on the APU bleed. We already have the left pack on auto. So we're supplying conditioned air to the cabin. Perfect. Let's come over here and we are now ready to go. So let's see here. Just final check. Everything's good. We're going to set this on the legs page. We'll put this on the climb page. There we go. And we are ready for push and start. So let's go ahead and call the pushback service, GSX, and prepare for pushback and departure. What do we want? Asiana Airlines or Korean? Nah, Korean, of course. Hello, AvGeek. Welcome aboard, my friend. Hello, Edward. Hello from the USA. Land of the free, home of the brave. Welcome aboard, Edward. All right.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That accent. All right. Perfect. We can set the brakes. So let me hold the toe brakes real quick. Okay, perfect. And we can remove the chocks. And that will automatically disconnect the GPU. We're going to go back to FMC and climb. Okay, perfect. Right, locking gear. And in the meantime, we can turn on the anti-collision lights. Looking good. Aircraft's being lifted. Look at this airport, guys. All right, we want nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, let's release the parking brakes.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing course. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
All right. They've gotten the Asian accent. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, GSX is pretty cool. All right, let's come here and start the engines. We're going to turn the pack off. And engine start to ground. There we go. What is it doing? GSX is doing weird things. You gotta love it. Absolutely. All right. Let's go ahead and give it fuel. I was finally successful at updating the NVIDIA driver and not getting issues with X-Plane 12. The last NVIDIA driver is very, very good.
Please set parking brakes.
But I had to do a completely clean install. So I had to use DDU to remove the NVIDIA drivers and experience and everything using DDU in safe mode. And now all is good, so I'm pretty pleased. Once I have some extra cash, I'm definitely getting GSX. Yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah. All right, there we go. Ground here. We're going to start the engine number 1. And let's confirm good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Pilot Red Eye, welcome aboard, my friend. All right, and fuel. Just a spectacular airport, really, in all aspects.
Door lock disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
All right, thank you for your service. We have a good start on both engines. Excuse me. Generators on. Engine mode selectors to continuous. And we're going to turn on the probe heat. Recirc fans are on. All right, packs go to auto. Isolation valve to auto. We're going to turn off the APU bleed and turn on the engine bleeds. The APU can go off. Excellent. And taxi lights can come on. And we are ready to go. I think he's done, so we are clear to release the parking brakes and head over to the runway. All right, perfect. Hello, Benny. Welcome aboard. Flight for Fun channel, welcome. Bradley, welcome aboard. And King David, welcome. All right, we are good to go. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. First, let's set flaps 5. All right, flaps 5 are set. All right, parking brake is released, and off we go. The PMDG is a really, really fine aircraft. All right. I'm using today the Thrustmaster yoke as well as the Thrustmaster rudder pedals. All right. Yeosu. Very nice. All right, let's not get carried away with those views. Again, here, if you pay attention to the ground markings on this airport, it's done very, very well. So the developers definitely paid a lot of attention to create an authentic experience at the airport. And we have the one and only Dougal McTavish. How are you doing, my friend? No worries at all, Dougal. Take care, my friend. All right, we are going to have to make the turn and then go to the far end of the runway. So let's make our turn here. We don't have our fuel pumps. There we go. Very nice experience with this latest NVIDIA driver, both in Microsoft Flight Sim and in X-Plane. Right, landing lights on, runway turn-off lights are on, strobe lights on. Look at the runway textures, guys. Very, very well done by the developers there. It looks just really very, very good. I love those runway textures. Very nice indeed. You see the slope? You see how the aircraft just running down the runway? So there is a slope and it's modeled. And I'm very glad that they went to that level of detail. It's pretty cool. Q8 pilot, is this lifetime and live weather? So it is live. It's live weather, but I've tweaked the time because it would be very dark for you guys to see those beautiful textures. So I've changed the time just a little bit so that we can enjoy the beautiful texturing. All right, let's make the turn here. Should be a nice departure. Right, auto throttle, armed. All right, there we go. You see how the runway is sloped? It's like you're looking upwards. I think I need to change the order of this scenery because you can see the double marking there. That's an issue. I know how to fix it. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on this one for you guys. All right, so we are ready to go. We are going to take the throttle to 40%. And toga. A little bit of pressure on the yoke. 80 knots. Check.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive reading.
How about that, guys? Just a spectacular departure there. All right, let me go back before we mess things up. All right, we're still looking good. There we go. Let's correct that. We forgot our TCAS. All right, much better. VNAV. LNAV. Command A. Let's retract the flaps. Engine start switches to off. Set the clock. Thank you, Osama. Yeah, there we go. Again, look at this beautiful scenery, guys. That's the airport. You can definitely see the sloped runway there. Very nice departure from Yeosu. I would love to see the developer develop Seoul Airport, the capital city airport. If they can do it with the same level of detail, that would be just great. Right, auto brake is off. And we continue the climb. There we go. Set that. Bring the traffic. And we are going to put the terrain on the first officer's side. Excellent. Looking good. Wow, look at the reflections there. One of the things I like in MSFS is the lighting. And the sunlight and the reflections are done very well. Those are custom views, yes. Thank you, Osama. Yeah, it is very beautiful. All right, we are approaching 10,000 feet. I believe there is a restriction at 9,000. Yeah, 9,000 restriction there. That's the airport again. So that's the airport right there. Very nice view there. So it looks like you guys have been asking for the flight factor 757, and I really was planning to do a flight from Atlanta to New Orleans, but the aircraft was misbehaving. The FMC was misbehaving, so I wasn't sure why. So I decided that I will hold on and troubleshoot. Now, I will be doing a stream more than likely on Tuesday, but then I'll be off for until Saturday evening. I may or may not be able to do a stream on Saturday because I will be traveling for a couple of days. So as soon as I'm back, we'll resume again. But hopefully I can do one for you guys on Tuesday. And it's either going to be the 757 if I can resolve the issues, or we're going to be taking a look at a few airports in South America. So some new scenery has surfaced, and I thought that it was worth taking a look at. So we might be taking the BAE 146 Professional again. What do you guys think? You guys let me know in chat what you want to do next. Which aircraft should we fly next? How are you, V-Sky Check? I hope you are well, my friend. Hello, Gov. Hey, Stan just coming in with 10 Q8 pilot memberships. Stan, thank you very, very much for your kindness. Very, very much appreciated. I appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you very much. That's very, very generous and very kind of you, sir. Thank you. All right, we are at 900,000. I think it will take a little bit of time to clear this restriction. If we look here, yeah, see that? So in about 2.7 nautical miles, we should be able to clear the restriction and begin the climb again to 31,000 feet. Thank you very much, Stan. Again, that's very, very generous of you. There is a third-party scenery airport for Gimpo just out now. That's Old International Airport. None of the... I'm aware, Andrew, of the a few airports. There's one, I think, which is Payware, which did not receive very good reviews on the sim market. But there is another one, which is freeware available on the flightsim.to. So I've seen that for sure. Headed to 100K. Thank you, Q8 pilot, for all the great streams, education, and being a great friend. Well, thank you, Stan, just as much for everything that you've done for me personally, for the channel, and for your valuable insights as always. Very kind of you, Stan. Thank you, sir. All right, I think we are clearing off the restriction, and we're going to begin the climb in just a little bit. I'm not sure. I think we're still at 9,000 here. So yeah, it's going to take some time. Sorry for the ding-dongs, guys. It's... maybe I should turn the alerts off when there are just, a lot of gifted memberships. But then I spoil it for Stan. All right, here we go. We're beginning the climb now. So landing lights are off. Runway turn-off lights are off. Taxi lights off. And everything else stays as it is. Perfect. We can start reducing the brightness there. Let's see. Actually, we just killed the lights now. All right, perfect. We'll come down here. No need for the panel lights or the floodlights. And we can also turn off the panel lights here. No background lights. There we go. All's looking good. And we are on our way to the capital. Those ding-dongs makes us feel like in a real airplane. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like, there is a kid playing with the stewardess button and he keeps pressing it just to kind of piss them off. It's just the continuous. It comes. And I know a couple of people that always do that when they're on the plane. They just keep calling the stewardess for no good reason. Yeah. Bradley Evans says, I've got my plane ticket and room reserves to see you at Flight Sim Expo Vegas. Oh, how cool is that, Bradley? I really look forward to it, my friend. I really am very, very excited this year about FS Expo. Last year was the very first time for me at FS Expo in person. So the previous year, I was a sponsor. I was a bronze sponsor. But I was not there. I did not actually go to the States. But last year in Texas is when I actually met Stan for the first time in person. And what a lovely man Stan is. This year, just being in Vegas, and I'm really excited because I'm taking my son with me. So I'm really, really excited. It's going to be our vacation. So it's going to be daddy-son time. And it's going to be time for us to bond together. So really, really looking forward to it this year. And of course, I will again have the opportunity to meet with Stan and Kyle, or Captain Canada. So we're really excited. Joshua Gaming 777, good afternoon to you, my friend. All right. We are now climbing to our final cruise altitude of 31,000 feet, having cleared all the restrictions. Jose Polanco coming in with $19.99. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's absolutely, absolutely generous. Thank you. Blondie Hammer, welcome aboard. I appreciate your ability to leverage the best from both X-Plane and MSFS, unlike many who only use MSFS and criticize X-Plane. Well, you see, the channel was founded on X-Plane tutorials, and it's still my to-go sim, but in my view, guys, in my humble opinion, if you are a serious flight simmer, you need to cover those two platforms, and you probably need to keep very balanced in your exposure of the both simulators. They're definitely both great in their own ways, and I enjoy them both, but I will be very honest in telling you that X-Plane remains to be my absolute favorite. But MSFS is, again, I enjoy it for a lot of different things. There is definitely a lot of very, very good aircraft now for MSFS. And as a content creator, I think that it is part of the responsibility of the content creator to, expose both, show both aircraft and both sims. And while we have our own biases, we are human beings after all. I think our responsibility towards the community is far larger than our personal bias, and that we need to showcase or show both simulators, show the good and bad of both. To me, they're both good, and they both have their limitations, but definitely enjoy both of them. But thank you for your recognition, Blondie Hammett. Sorry, Blondie Hammett. I said Hammer. I apologize. I do appreciate you recognizing this. Dead SDK, howdy. How are you, my friend? X-Plane 12 user interface easier for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. When I look at X-Plane, the user interface, the settings, when you look at creating profiles and assigning profiles to aircraft, they must have hired somebody with experience in UX, user experience, because it's so well done. I couldn't fault it in any way. It's just so well done. The settings as well, one page, it's got everything there. You can manage everything. it's a lot easier on the eye, and to me, the user interface in X-Plane is more robust than it is in MSFS. Even setting response curves in X-Plane is just so intuitive. Not to mention the great camera system, of course. All right, we are 24 for 31,000. If we look here, okay, so this is 34. So actually, the cruise altitude is a bit too much. So let me come here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to change our final cruise level to 290. Right, we're going to say execute that, and we're going to come here and set this to 290, and we'll continue with that, because as you can see here, we will not be able to make it at 31,000. We will have to descend before we actually reach 31,000. Okay, I'll be the guy at the overdrive exit. 857. Nice one, Chris. Also the MCP. Yeah, MCP we need to set at 29. There we go. Thank you very much, VSkyCheck. Appreciate that. Always learn something from you guys. And you always keep me in check. So very, very useful crowd there in chat. Thank you, guys. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the latest release of the Just Flight 146 Professional? What do you guys think of it, for those of you who've used it? Absolutely, VSkyCheck, yes. We all learn from each other. And that is definitely one of the beautiful things that flight simulation has brought into my life, is the ability to learn from everyone. And sometimes, you know, like for example, I could have very easily missed the clock today, and then someone said, hey, you know, don't forget the clock. And now VSkyCheck says, don't forget the MCP. So it's just great. It's just really great. As you know, to me, it's like having multiple first officers with me, helping fly the plane. And this is cool because I think involving you guys, being part of the experience, is very important for me. So thank you for making the experience worthwhile, guys. I really appreciate that. Hello, Jafar. X-Plane 12, great user interface. I'm still behind the 8-ball with MSFS. It can be daunting, I agree. All right, we're coming up to 29,000 feet. Gray shirt, welcome. I'm so tempted to buy both the BAE and the F-28, but so outside of my comfort zone. I'd say pick one or the other. If you don't have either one, I'd personally go with the F-28. All right, so we are almost at our cruise level here. So 29,000, and TD is in 27 nautical miles. Good thing that we changed the cruise altitude. So let's go to the approach reference, and we're going to take a note of the ILS frequency, which is 109.9er. 109.9er. And we'll make that the active. And 109.9er will make that the active. The approach course today is 144. Perfect. All right, let's set 144. And 144 is now set. And we'll do it on the first officer's side as well. 144 is now set. Perfect. Next, we are going to look at the flaps. So we're going to do flaps 30 today. We're going to add 5 knots to 144. That gives us a final approach speed, VREF speed of 149er. All right, 149er is set. And where we go. Flaps are set. Everything is good. And we're checked here. Okay, let's go to the fix. We are going to select Romeo, Kilo, Sierra, Sierra. And it's 1 4 left. That's the Airbus. That's the Airbus. All right, so we just need to put here runway 14 left. There we go. Invalid entry. All right, what did they call it? Let's see. Let's take a look at the flight plan real quick. 14 left, is it? RW 14 left. Okay. So RW 14 left. There we go. The radial is we can get that from our charts. Let's close that. And approach course is 144. And the distance is 10 nautical miles. And insert. Perfect. There we go. That's DD. Let's reset the MCP altitude to 1,400 feet. All right, 1,400 exactly. Those clouds are phenomenal. I have the PAE 146, but not seen the update for it. I got mine from Marketplace. Maybe it's later update. Yeah, it is available on the Just Flight store. I'm not sure if it's available on the Marketplace yet, but as soon as it's there, I recommend that you download it. And yeah, it's pretty good, I have to say. I didn't know that you can add runway in the fixed page. I always put the ICO. Oh, yeah, you can do that with the Boeing. With the Airbus, though, you have to enter like the arrival ICO code and then the runway. But yeah, in the Boeing you can. I really am itching, guys, for the 777. Either one, whichever one comes first, whether the flight factor or PMDG. And I've already have a flight plan ready for you guys. We are going to be doing a flight from on the inaugural flight for either one of the 777s that ship out first. We're going to do an inaugural flight from Kuwait to London Heathrow, and we're going to be doing like the ETOPS programming and all that good stuff. So it should be fun. Please don't forget to hit the... Oh, thank you very much, SimFanatic. Oh, SimFanatic has done it, ladies and gents. Coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very, very much, SimFanatic. Darian is going to, by the way, be a part of the panel discussion, the content creator panel discussion, one of the emerging channels. A great guy, and I really look forward to meeting up with you again in Las Vegas. Thank you very for the gifted memberships, guys. If you've received a membership from either Darren or Stan, please be sure to say thank you. Thank you very much again, both Stan and SimFanatic, for the gifted memberships. Very much appreciated, guys. Thank you. All right, we are 22,000 and descending to 1,400. There are a few restrictions along the way, which we can see here, and that's due to the terrain around Seoul, the capital. So let's take a quick look here. Again, just look at the scenery. Very, very nice scenery of Korea here in Microsoft Flight Sim. Very generous indeed. What does ORBX provide on top of the great MSFS scenery? I think ORBX does a lot of things behind the scenes. They have created a couple of aircraft, but ORBX, from the flight simming perspective, I think they are known for creating very, very high quality scenery. So I think that's what they do best, and that's what they excel at. I'm sure the company, someone, I can't remember who, told me that they are quite big as a company, and they do a lot more than flight simulation. I am just not, aware of what other aspects of business are they engaged in, but I know what they are engaged in. They do quite well, which is the scenery. A great company, and they really support emerging channels and smaller content creators, just like they do for the big names as well. So I really appreciate ORBX as a company, and as a team. They are just great. Really a fine bunch of people that work at ORBX. They're very cordial, very supportive, just very nice people. So, guys, let me know, those alerts, do you like them? Or, I know in the last stream, people said that they like the alerts, but I think we have a little bit of different audience today, so I kind of like to get consensus from you guys. Do you like those alerts, or do you think they're a distraction? I know Osama likes them. Alright, let's take a wing view here real quick. There we go. Yes, Raul says yes. Alright. Well, guys, get ready for the members only group flight, which is coming very soon. Chris doesn't like them. By the way, guys, there was a we had at some point when I started my career, we had a great CIO when I was at working for one of the banks in Kuwait. The guy's name was you can never forget his name. His name was John Kennedy, and that's why you cannot forget his name. But he was John Albert Kennedy. Well, anyway, he was a great guy, and he used to see me stay behind at work, doing things. And I used to be a programmer in the early days of my career, and so I would stay like until 6 or 7 p.m. punching in code, and he just walked by, and for some reason he used to call me Freddy. I don't know why, but he liked Freddy. He says, hey Freddy, how are you? I said, yeah, I'm good, John, how are you? And then I'll say, what are you still doing here? I said, I want to finish this. And he said, no, you go home and you rest, and then you come back tomorrow morning fresh and ready to punch in some more code, but just please go home now and rest. I'll say, no, I just want to make sure that I, that I deliver this before time. I want to impress this guy, and I want to make sure this guy's happy and that guy's happy. And then he looks at me and he says, Freddy, let me tell you something. If you want to make everyone happy, just, quit your job and go sell ice cream. And then you might be able to make everyone happy. So, yeah. Raul says, yes, no, yes, keep them. All right, so Mike Holmes says, yes, I think keep them. Okay. Kuwait, I think the biggest issue with MSFS that most people feel needs updating is the lack of weight feel of aircraft, especially when landing. Apart from the sim is very nice. I agree with you, Andrew. I agree 100% with you. And, I felt that even on several flights, flying the Phoenix, I do get that feeling sometimes. All right, barrel reference is set to 3003. we can see the 10 nautical mile ring that we've created for situational awareness at Seoul, the capital city. So we are pretty much in range for our final destination. A few more minutes and we should land. You can see now there are restrictions here. You can see there is some mountainous terrain in the vicinity here. As you can see, very, very nice. South Korea. We have to visit South Korea someday. Yeah. Hello, Jeffrey. How are you doing, my friend? As long as you get everybody's favorite flavored ice cream. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah. For sure. Right, well, almost there now. I'm doing great, Jeffrey. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. Well, what do you know? Osama Mohammed just upgraded to his membership to Captain. Thank you very much, Osama, again, for your continued support and for upgrading your membership to Captain. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. We are now at 12,000 for 1,400 feet. Looking good. Very nice terrain in South Korea. I am considering using stream elements for the alerts and those timers and all that stuff, and remove Nightbot. We'll use Nightbot for, you know, maybe giveaways and things like that. Right, let's change here. All right, so we can see better. All right, let me bring this back to the legs page. And if we look here, there are a few restrictions before we arrive into final. So that's the center fix for runway 14 left, and then the final fix. Okay, perfect. We're still looking good. Oh, look at that, guys. Again, one of the things I like in MSFS is the scenery, without a doubt. It just really looks amazing. By the way, the Seneca that I reviewed on the channel not too long ago has been updated, and it's now in tip-top shape. It's very, very good aircraft. Right, approaching 10,000. Landing lights are on, and we'll leave the rest here. We're going to turn on... That is already on. Right, we're going to set the auto brake to number 2. Arm the speed brakes. Engine selectors to continuous. And we are ready. Hello, Jay. Welcome aboard. Happy Sunday to you, my friend. Does PMDG 737 give wind shear alerts like the FSX version? I believe it does, yes. I believe it does. Right, let's take a very quick look here at the weather. Okay, let's see here. So, 322 knot winds. So things are pretty calm. over at cloud visibility. Okay, so everything is good and nothing to worry about here as we arrive into Seoul. 900,000. We are at 240 knots. Everything is looking good. Lovely scenery. All right, here's our 10 nautical mile ring. We are good in terms of altitude. Yeah, the CIS Seneca is really, really good. Oh, you are on the beta team, Chris. Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, send my regards to the development team. It's just really one of the really excellent GA aircraft for X-Plane. If I were to make a top 10 GA aircraft for X-Plane 12, definitely the CIS Seneca would be there. Though it needs work in terms of the sounds and a few other things, but overall, a very, very enjoyable aircraft to fly. There are some cool documentaries about the Jeju Island. Looks interesting place. There are definitely a lot of interesting places in the world. Right, here we go. As we arrive into the capital of South Korea, we can see the airport right there. And you can see all the high-rise buildings as well. Looking good. That reminds me, Q8, the dude from Just Fly coming soon looks very good quality. It looks outstanding. And they've really taken the time this time to really create an in-depth simulation of the Dukes. Similar, I think, to the A2A. So I am really, really looking forward to it. The whole archipelago sea between Korea and Japan are amazing to fly in. Absolutely, yeah. There is a nice wing view there. And you can see the details of the default scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. Wow, look at this, guys. Looks sensational. All right, 6,000. We're looking good. So how many of you guys would like to see a BAE 146 stream in South America versus a flight from Atlanta to New Orleans aboard the Flight Factor 757? Just kind of let me know what you guys wish to see next. And that is going to be scheduled for this coming Tuesday. Right, here's our turn. We're not too far now from the airport. You can see the industrial part there. Some refineries. Looking good. Good afternoon, Blackjack 62. Okay, let's set this to 10 nautical miles. And everything here is looking good. All right, as we arrive into the 10 nautical mile ring, as you can see, just right on the ring is the decel point. So we're going to begin reducing our speed. You can see the speed reducing already here. So the FMC is doing what it's supposed to do. Both is nice, but I think it's always fair if people swap between each sim on alternate flights. So many, the 757. Okay. That's a fair ask, I think. Right, here we go. That's the diesel point. We are at 4,000. Looking good. All right. At this point, I am going to engage approach. There we go. And I'm also going to come to VS. I'm going to reduce our speed to 165 knots. There we go. 165 knots. We'll increase the rate of descent to 1,000 feet. And you know what? Let's extend the speed brakes. There we go. That should help us reduce the speed a little bit. We are a little bit too high. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop the landing gear, because that's going to help us reduce our speed. And the final approach speed is 149. Okay. Right, localizer captured. Alright, flaps 5. Let's go to 149. And we're going to go to flaps 30. There we go. Flaps 30 set. 14 left is in sight. All right, we are looking good. We'll disconnect at 1,000 feet. Let me reset my view real quick. There we go. All right, autopilot disengaged. Auto throttle disengaged. My aircraft. Not sure what happened here. It's pausing. Yeah, that's Microsoft Flight Sim for you. Ladies and gents, welcome to Seoul. Reversers. $80 knots. And manual braking. All right, we've made it. Thank you very much, Carl. All right, here we go. I really am loving the flight yoke by Thrustmaster. I think the Thrustmaster flight yoke, the Boeing yoke, is by far the best I have tried thus far. Very, very good. Right, let's retract the flaps. And we can start the APU. Again, this is a default airport, so the ground marking isn't the best. So we're just gonna have to wing it here. Right, landing lights are off. Taxi on. There we go. Right, we have the marshaller there. All right. He's pausing there. Okay, let's set the parking brake. Parking brake is set. And we can kill the engines. Let's see, is the APU available now? The APU is available. And let's go ahead and kill the engine number 1, engine number 2. Excellent. Steady. Those are off. Those are off. And we can now call the GSX service. There we go. GSX. Prepare. Request deboarding. Yeah, you need to go a bit forward. The guy was begging us to go a little forward, but we kind of ignored the marshaller there. So he gave up and left, and he's going to include that in his report. Well, folks, request ground power. No need for ground power. All right, there we go.
Passengers boarding started.
All right, so here we are. We have completed the flight today from, I think we have some lights still on. Yeah, taxi lights are on. Okay. So I think today was a really kind of relaxed stream, don't you think, guys? I am really impressed with Yeosu Airport by Fly Too High. I think they've done a really good job with the airport. I thoroughly enjoyed the flight across South Korea. My absolute first time to fly in this region in South Korea. So definitely enjoyed it very much. It was a lot of fun. And of course, what made it worthwhile is having all of you guys here in chat, helping me at various stages of our flight with the operation of the beautiful PMDG 737. I will be back with you guys again on Tuesday, more than likely, for another stream. I will try and figure out what was wrong with the 757. If I'm successful in troubleshooting it, then we will definitely have the 757 and explain. If not, then I might go for the 146 in South America. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Good night, guys.